Back again with a new video. Yeah, I have a bunch to show. I was going to wait to do part of this video, but it came in today, and I'm just gonna do everything together. It'll probably be, it'll probably be a while until I do another video. I really haven't bought anything in a while. Well, several weeks. I'm just waiting for the stuff to come in from overseas. But yeah, so I'm probably going to hold off from buying stuff for a little bit. Just saving up for a rather large deal in South America, and so that's what you'll have to look forward to. Plus whatever I still have coming in the mail. I know some Del Campi items that I've won at auction, a couple eBay purchases, something from Egypt I'm pretty excited about. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank of what I have coming in, but there's just a lot of stuff in front of me to show off, so might as well dive into that. We'll go by country for the single cards, and then I'll show off the albums at the end, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 albums to show off. Yeah, so France. The only thing I have from France in this video is just this advertisement postcard of Copa. I've seen people show them off. I got this for about five euros. So yeah, so that was fun. What else? Belgium, Switzerland, Norway, Sweden. We'll do Germany. So this is fun. You know what? We'll do Germany here in a little bit because it's not soccer. Denmark. The only thing from Denmark for this video are these 1914 to 1920 Globus stamps. I think this makes my 5th or 6th one. I'm trying to complete the set. There's about 42 in the set, so it'll take a while. I check every other day to see if any show up, but yeah. So that's Denmark. The only item from Switzerland is this Lorenz from 1934 of Walter Wheeler II. I have 5 more of these coming. I grabbed his because it was cheap. I saw it on eBay. He was a Grasshopper. He played for Zurich, Grasshopper Zurich club in Switzerland, and I think he was also part of the 38 World Cup team. He was part of either the 34 or the 38 World Cup team. So I grabbed his. The other 5 were pretty much the only players from the set I was chasing. I found an individual who had like 120 of them, and I bought the 5 that I wanted. I would have bought the entire set, but he was pricing each one at like 30 euros, which is way too much. So I bought the 5 I wanted and let the others go because it's way too much just for the comments. I bought the 5 big players in the set. Sweden. These are cards you never see. I had never seen them. I heard about the set because I went through the CGC registry and wrote down all the sets I had never seen and Googled them, and I remember this set. So yeah. So you have Albendal, Hakedahl, Dowell. I don't know how you pronounce their last name. And then my favorite one, Sven Rydell. So I was happy to get those 3. They're circa 1930s sometime. I'm not too sure when they were printed, but here's the back, what they all look like. I don't know. I go well in my cards from Sweden. I don't do caricatures. I pretty much actually bought these because of the back. I don't know. I like the eucalyptus tab letter. So, yeah. If I see more I'll pick them up for the right price. I think I bought each one of these between 20 and 50 bucks a piece. The Sven Riedel was the cheapest one, probably because it's, I don't know, it's faded or something. But yeah, I had never seen them for sale, so I was happy to bid for them. I bid on all 5 of them, but I lost to Siege Lindbergh. He was a goalkeeper. Sigge is how you spell his first name. And then the other one was Kroon, Noot Kroon, something like that. I lost him too. I have several cards of his. I think his earliest issue is 31 Crowley. I have it somewhere. Okay. We'll wait to do Belgium and Netherlands are by far the biggest, because I got a deal from Belgium that consisted of 3 Dutch cards and the rest Belgium. I won 2 cards from Belgium on eBay that are graded that I got for like nothing. Which there's a story to that. And then a rather really large deal from the Netherlands that came in today that I was going to plan on do a whole video by itself, but yeah, I'll just combine it into this video. Yeah, so let's do Germany. So somebody on eBay dumped their whole boxing collection, or a good part of it, on eBay, and I liked around 16 items, and I bid on 13 of them, and I won 11. The other ones I just didn't care for. The 2 or 3 that I liked, I didn't bid on because I did more research, and the date that they were expressing on the eBay page was not the correct date. And then after I learned the correct date of the set, it didn't make sense for me to purchase the item for the price that the bid was at least. So the first item was a lot of 1926 black and white Greylings, and the main one in the lot was this guy, Polino, and he's a Spanish boxer. So they're not perfect, but the small Greylings are rather difficult to find in great condition. They're not common, so I have all these. They'll all get sleeved up. I may look into the rest of the boxers, but I bought it because of this. This was worth it to me. From what I've noticed, the 1926 is his earliest issue, unless there's a 25 German boxing set I don't know about, but 26 should be his earliest issue, unless there's something out of Spain that's even earlier, but I haven't seen it, haven't heard of it. So I was happy to get that. He also has a 26 Casanova. There's one up on eBay right now, but I don't know. I might bid on it. So here's a 1928 Pugilist in action of Kidberg. The rest of these should be the earliest issue or near the earliest issue. Some of the strip cards will be difficult. But yeah. So that's pretty fun. Here's a 1923 from a rather tough set. Famous prize fighters. So Battling Levinsky. Jack Brighton. And Joe Lynch. So buying vintage cards, you can't really be picky. You really can't. And there are a bunch of things that are wrong with these 2 cards. You have a circa 27, 28 colored Greyling, and then 26 black and white Greyling. And I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a black and white, and he doesn't have a color. These are both the earliest issues of both these boxers. Maybe Al Brown has a circa 1920s card from a set that I have put away, though. I have several tennis players from the set, Chocolate Maralt, but I'm pretty sure it's late 20s to early 30s for the set. But it's rather nice. I'll pick one up someday. There's one up on eBay for about $500. That's too much. That is too much. But I was happy to finally get a copy of this and a copy of this. He's not in the Hall of Fame yet, but maybe someday. Larry Gaines. So happy to grab those two finally. That was the main reason I saw the auction, because I had that Larry Gaines Greeling as a eBay save search. That's how I found the rest of these. You have a Greeling of Fidel La Barba, so that's pretty cool. And then 3 strip cards, all in solid condition, I think, at least. It's such a great color. I was happy to win all 3 of them. Lou Tindler. These are all circa 1920. Johnny Dundee. And Vinnie Leonard. Yeah, so really happy with all those. I don't add to my boxing collection in the amount that I add to my soccer collection, but I have a feeling that that's going to change here a little bit. I think I'm going to dive deeper into boxing and cricket and move away from soccer for a little bit. Boxing, cricket, and F1 to kind of try to match. Well, my boxing collection still is probably more than my soccer collection, but my cricket and my F1 collection are nowhere compared to my soccer collection, so I probably need to collect more on those fronts, research more, see what's out there for each player in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, so we'll dive into the Netherlands next, because I think the Belgian lot is the most important. So yeah, first things first, the main cards in the Netherlands lot, bunch of stacks of random players. So there's 37 from the 1932 Yadama set. Rather tough series, but Andreessen, Schmidt, Mullen, and Power. I am probably murdering their last names. I really have no clue. Unfortunately, one of the main Dutch guys I was chasing, especially from those 1932 sets, is Beb Bokhuis? Bokhuis? I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he has rather large ears. Rather prominent ears. So this is 1932 Turwey. Around 180 of these cards. So here's Schmidt. Junior and senior for Pau. Mullen. Actually, I have 2 of those cards now. Interesting. Another one. And the last standalone cards for that Dutch lot are these serrated edges postal cards. The main guys. His earliest is not 1932 or 1928, which I'll show 1928 album here in a little bit, but his earliest is actually 1924. From a really hard set, pre-1928, you have one set from the Netherlands. You have three sets. You have a circa 1907, which is wrong. I'm pretty sure it's a set from 1914 of 30 players. Really tough set. It's from British American Tobacco, BAT. It's nicknamed the Union set. There's a similar set from British American Tobacco from Belgium that has roughly 180, 200 cards in the set, something like that, something massive. And so it's weird because the set is pretty identical. It's made by the same publisher. There's 30 for Netherlands and then 180 plus for Belgium. I'm not too sure why there were so less. Maybe there's fewer, but I've only seen the same ones picked up from Dutch collectors, so I don't know. And then you have a 1919 Philips cigarette set. They come with serrated edges, I'm pretty sure. They look like stamps. I'm in love with that set. I would love to find some of the key players from that set. And then 1924, which is huge. It's a huge set, unnumbered. So I've seen rather recently, later last year, early this year, several key cards from the 24 set went for auction, and they went for big money, $1,000 at the most. And I didn't even know about the players before those auctions. I still wouldn't pay anywhere near that amount for those cards. But anyways, the graded cards, so into the Belgian cards. So these were eBay wins. 1928 Davros Sida, something like that. Olympiada, and the 1928 Olympic. So 1928 Olympic set. So this shows Argentina and Egypt. It was like $5 or $10. This one was also somewhere $5 to $10, something like that. But this shows the Mexico team, and this is the only issue I have that shows the 1928 Mexico team. I have some postcards showing the Chilean team. I have postcards showing the Portuguese team, the Belgium team, the German team, several others, but not the Mexico team. And there's some players from my checklist that should be in this picture. So that was great. Love that. Didn't know that existed. And the rest of the Belgian cards, right there. And the big ones are protected, sort of. So I won't go through each name, but yeah. These are 57, the zigzags, something like that. Several of these are rookies. Some of these are pretty close to rookies. I haven't differentiated which ones, but you have Mies, Vic Mies, Joseph Jurion, Johan, just a bunch of players. A person that a great friend of mine now from Belgium really helped me out with all this, and here are the 3 Dutch cards from the deal as well. Here's the other Mulin I was talking about. The other one had a pinhole. This doesn't have a pinhole, so I was happy to get that. Luis Care. This is from a playing card set from the late 50s or mid 50s. So basically, I just sent a whole list of players cards I was looking for. And he pretty much collects Belgian items. He'll venture out and collect other things, but he had all these, and he also talked to another dealer who had 5 of the vintage cards I'm about to show, and he sent everything to me, and he just asked for cost and shipping, and so I was happy to do that. The deal was months and months ago, and just happy to have everything in great condition. Yeah, so these were what I was most excited. Probably the most exciting thing I'm going to show. I don't know, everybody likes different things. People will like the boxing more, maybe the albums I'm about to show off, the Swedish caricatures, but these are by far my favorite. So here's a 37 Declan. It's a messy back, but again, like I'm probably never going to see, unless I really go look for it. It's a pretty solid front. There's some staining on the right here. But yeah, it's the only one I've ever seen. 1924, Ivan Thies. That's his earliest issue. 1931 of Brait. Louis Says. These are 1933, well, 1932 to 1934, somewhere around that period of time, because these are all international Belgian teams from like the late 1800s to 1932. So a bunch of players who actually don't have cards are in this set. But then again, some of these players are in the 1914 Belgian set, the British American Tobacco set. Raymond Brain, this was a huge one. Really happy to have that. Jean Debbie. And then Bernard Verhoof. Super clean. Pretty much impossible to find these, I want to say uncatalogued sets, but they're being cataloged by several collectors. They're going to make a website and hopefully post it someday soon at least. But they're not ready yet. So, but yeah, so these are fantastic. I guess it's time to get into the albums. I won't talk too much longer. I'll just flip through everything, show the cover. Yeah, so we'll start with the Dutch lot. 3 albums came with all those individual cards from Netherlands. So the first one, Miss Blanche album, second series. I have the first, third, and fourth, so this completes all 4. It's complete. So that's really cool. Another one is this album. It's rather small. 1951, Maple Leaf. There's another Leinster sticker, but it's in the back. And then the last one from that lot is this large 1952 Helsinki Olympic album. And what's special is it shows autographs. And Abe Lenstra autograph is right there. So I'll need to go through the autographs and the rest of the stickers to see what sort of athletes are in there. But for soccer, they're right in the front. So there's Abe Lenstra sticker from this album. So those are the 3 albums from the Dutch deal. And then the Belgian, my Belgian friend, really helped me out for 2 albums. Technically 3. One's empty, and another one's complete. They're the same album. One's empty, one's complete. And then one from 1928. That's really special. But he was able to put in the bids from the Dutch site in Belgium, and he had them mailed. He won them. He won both for me, and I PayPal'd him, and he mailed them with the Belgian lot of cars, and I'm just super thankful to have these in hand. They came in great shape for what they are. So, oh man, been yawning all day. So 1928 Eureka Het Sport album. So there's a bunch of, there's Harry Dennis, Helen Wills, Tap is in here somewhere. There's Dermulin. There's Tap. And then some tennis players also that I collect. Rene Lacosta and Gene Bortra should be somewhere. Unless we've already passed him. Yeah, we already passed him. He's right there. So that's a lot of fun. But my favorite from the albums are these two. And the reason these are important is that this is 1939 Football Norden. Well, Football in Het Norden album. So one's empty, and then one's complete. This is the empty one. This will be displayed because the key rookie in the 39 album is probably the most important rookie from the Netherlands, unless you count like the 1919 Philips cigarettes of Dennis. But Abe Lindstra's rookie is in this album. Somewhere. Yep. There it is. So yeah, that's it. That's everything. So all European. Well, all European issues one that shows Argentina and Mexico. But I'll leave showing off these three because these are South American pieces. But yeah. All right. If you have any questions, please just leave a comment, message me in Discord. I appreciate it. Peace.